everyone, Nettie from My Hair You back with another video. Today I'm just going to be showing you some of the techniques that I have picked up over time from plucking. I am still trying to perfect my plucking skills, trying to get it to exactly where I want it so my wigs come out the same way, all the time. It is one of my biggest challenges. I know it is for a lot of people, but I have picked up some techniques over time. So I wanted to share those with you. The first thing, if you notice in the video, I have a white cloth on my canvas head. I started using this like about a month ago. I started using the white cloth on the on the canvas head and placing my wig on it. It makes a world of difference. I can see the lace so much clearer. I can see it so much better, and it just helps with the plucking process altogether. I used to use a stocking cap, which used to help, but this is by far the best method I have used so far. If you haven't tried it, I suggest you go ahead and just give it a try and see if you like it. Okay, so the first thing that I did is parted the front section of the closure, which is pretty much where the baby hairs are, and I'm going to pluck behind that. So before I start plucking, I usually make my part where my part is going to be on my wig, because I don't want to over pluck that section. So I part that. This wig is going to have a side part, sorry. So I'm going to part that section, and then I'm going to wet it. I like to pluck on wet hair. I don't like to pluck on totally dry hair. So I'm just taking a spray bottle and I'm just wetting the hair. I'm going to use a little bit of my foaming lotion just to slick back those hairs, because it just gives me a better visual. I can see better what I'm doing, and just slick all the hair back, and then I'm just going to start plucking. Alright, so I have my tweezers and I'm going to get to work. So I'm just showing you that I'm going to be plucking at the hairline. I'm going to just be making little indents at the hairline. So you see I'm making one indent there. And then I'm going to skip over a little bit. I'm not going to do another indent right next to it. I'm going to skip over a few hairs over. And I'm going to make another one. And then I'm just going to do that along the hairline. I'm just making these little indents. And I'm basically just breaking up that line. Okay, so now I'm showing you that after I make those indents, I'm going to be going in between, and then I'm going to start plucking. So in between those indents where the hair is, I'm going to pluck in between that, if that makes sense. I'm going to show you. So you see that those sections I'm going to pluck. So I'm going to pluck in there, and those each other section I'm going to pluck. There you go. And I'm just gonna keep doing that until it starts to thin out. And you can pluck as much as you like. Pretty much you can pluck a little bit, you can pluck more, depending on how you want that hairline to look, or how your client wants that hairline to look. So I'm just going to continue to just go in and pluck. And for this particular wig, I started plucking here right behind, where the baby hairs is, because I want this hairline to be a little further back. The wig that I'm making, in the hairline, I want it to be a little further back from the baby hairs. So it's going to start to thin out nicely, and you'll see how it looks at the end. Normally, I will part this and start plucking a little further back I'll make another video showing you guys that. I'll make a section and then I'll pluck a little further back, and then I will come this far up and start plucking. That's when I don't want the, you know, the hairline to be so far from the baby hairs. And I'm just using my brush there just to comb out all of the hairs that I'm pulling out. Another thing, make sure you're taking your tweezers and you're actually grabbing the hairs out of the lace. You don't want to just be breaking off the hairs, because then you're just going to wind up with a bunch of short hairs in your lace, and you don't want that. So after I plucked that for quite a bit, I went and I just combed back all of the hair, and I'm gonna, you know, break that hairline up a little bit in the front and do a little bit more plucking. And I always try not to pluck too much. It's easy to over pluck these closures and frontals by plucking too much of the hair. I check just to make sure that I'm not creating any bald spots in the lace piece. So, you know, I don't, because, you know, these lace pieces, they shed naturally over time. And, you know, I don't want to pluck too much. I want my customers to get the most out of it. So I try not to take out too much hair. So at this point, I took the wig and I washed and conditioned it, and I came back, made my part over, and right there, I'm just cleaning up that part and just taking out like any knots or anything that's in the middle of that part, just to make sure that it looks nice and clean. I'm gonna cut off some baby hairs and style them. I use foaming lotion to style them down. I wrap it and just put it under the dryer so it can dry. And then afterwards, I'm gonna start to style once this wig is completely dry. I usually put it under the dryer for a little bit to dry the baby hairs with the wrap, and then I mostly let the wig air dry. I'm just showing some products that I'm using. I will list the products below so you can check that out, what heat protectant I use and serum. And that's my Sebastian shaper that I use when I'm curling hair. So the way the baby hairs had came out, I wasn't really filling them. I wanted to thin them out a little bit more. So you're gonna see at the end when I post the pictures of how the wig looks, the baby hairs do look different because I went in and I fixed them. So now I'm just prepping the hair a little bit for styling, and I'm going to be using my wand curler to make some wand curls. When I get to the top of the wig, I like to use my wax stick and sheen and my hot comb to mold down the top. And I do use the hot comb, the one that you use on the stove. I don't use the electric one. I like this one a lot better. I do have the electric one, but I prefer to use the one in the stove. I think I just get better results with it. Okay, so I'm reaching the end. I'm finishing up the curls on the top. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys were able to pick up, you know, a couple of tricks, something to help you out along your journey of wig making. And I wanted to welcome all of our new subscribers. Hello, hello, hello. I know we have gained a ton of new subscribers over the last couple of months, and I'm very grateful for that. This is how she looked at the end. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time.